Hi everybody, this is obviously Raspberry here, and I wanted to make this video for the longest of time, but I never had time to, or just never did it. I don't know. Yeah, but basically I wanted to make this video about how to be able to afford your first fursuit or whatever, And first of all, I just wanted to get this out of the way of basically just in case somebody doesn't know what a fursuit is. Basically a fursuit is something that obviously Raspberry here, where it's either foam or made of resin or made of whatever else they make fursuits out of. Basically those big fluffy animal costumes that you see running around and stuff, wreaking havoc on everybody around you, around them. But basically that's what a fursuit is to me. But I wanted to make this video of how to afford one, because I know a lot of people wanted to know how to get one or whatever, or know how to make one, because if you really want to get a fursuit but either you're too young, because there's a lot of fursuit makers that don't commission anybody under 18, even if they have a parent's permission or the parents trying to talk to the fursuit maker, they just do not commission people under 18 because of reasons that are quite obvious, which is pretty much how can that minor afford depending on the maker, a $3,000 plus thing, especially when they just turned 16. So yeah. Anyway though, but the gist of this video is get a job as soon as you can, save up for as long as you can. Cause if you get a job as soon as you turn 16 and you find a maker that you want to make your suit, and then obviously save up for that 2 years. If you save up for that 2 years, most likely not, you'll be able to afford something of that favorite fursuiter or fursuit maker. So yeah, and I find that the easiest way to say that, but if you always wanted to get a fursuit, you can always I know this is pretty easy to say, but you can always make your own fursuit. Cause yeah, it's gonna be a little bit less expensive, but then again, you're gonna need to do your own research, buy all the materials, and then obviously learn as you go. But then again, you can also find out, hey, I want to make my own fursuit, and I want to start making other fursuits and stuff like that. And obviously, yeah, and that's great because now we got more fursuit makers that are gonna obviously make stuff like Raspberry or make stuff whoever and stuff. So yeah, that's just the amazing part of the furry fandom, which is new artists, new fursuit makers, new whoever, obviously coming in, wanting something and then doing it themselves and saying, hey, I really like doing this, so I'm gonna do it some more, get some exposure, get some, not obviously exposure, but obviously some money and stuff like that. So yeah. But if you want to buy a really good suit from a really big maker who is not obviously being currently canceled at the moment, and then obviously get a job as soon as you can, save up for at least 2 years, because you need to do that, at least pay your bills first, because your bills do matter. Don't be like that person that just goes out and spends their money just because they have it. Yeah, that's not a good thing at all. So yeah, pay your bills first, make sure you've eaten for that day and paid your bills for at least the first, I don't know, pay all your bills, not really at the same time, but obviously make sure everything that you need right then and there is done and gone with. And, you know, obviously, like, you don't need to pay for that much for the rest of the month, then I would say, you know, make sure that you have nothing else coming out for any time. And yes, guess what? There are, like, you know, there are many different ways to, like, obviously burn a hole in your pocket without buying a fursuit. Because, like, there are obviously going to be times when you have expenses that are unexpected. I understand that because it's happened to me before. Like, I've had a car that broke down on me. If you guys remember that video about my car that broke down on me while I was driving and stuff. So yeah, that happens. I've experienced that. So yeah, and obviously having to shell out, you know, thousands of dollars on a new car just to get to and from work. So yeah, I know that. You know. So yeah. Let's just get that out of there, you know. Yeah. Anyway though, so yeah, so yeah, obviously, you know, save up as much as possible just so at least when unexpected things happen, you can pay for those. You know, like, let's just say you save up $3,000 and your car happens to pop a tire. Guess what? You can pay like $300 for new tires. But anyway, though, that's besides the point. But yeah, that's really the gist of it. But let's just say, hey, you saved up, you know, let's just say you had a really well-paying job at the age of 16 when you're still in high school, depending on where you live. But, you know, and you managed to save up, like, $10,000. That's amazing, by the way. If you manage to save up $10,000 by the time you're 18, I applaud you. I know I could never do that. Yeah, and you have the money obviously to spend on a fursuit, which, yeah, $10,000 is enough to spend on the best fursuit maker, which is, in my opinion, Lemon Brat, who has not been canceled yet, thankfully. You know, and obviously you can get a straight up full suit, full digitigrade suit, matter of fact, unless you want to go for someone like Beast Lab. Is it Beast Lab? I don't remember. But the quad suit maker people, you know. Anyway, though. But, yeah. Basically, it's just like, you know, yeah. And it's basically, yeah, you can just go for someone like Lemon Brat and obviously, you know, shell out $5,000 for a full digitigrade fursuit that looks absolutely amazing. It looks, you know, cute, adorable, toony, or whatever and stuff like that. Then you can go ahead and do that, assuming you have the fursuit reference sheet, which is necessary, which goes on to the next part. You saved up enough money, you paid for everything that you needed to pay for that month, and obviously yeah, and let's just say this, you need a fursuit reference sheet of at least the front and back and side, which is like the absolute recommended type of reference sheet, which is the front view, which is obviously like this, side view, and then obviously the back view, just so they can get like the full 100% accuracy of what you want your character to look like. Because, like, yeah, there will be like some creators, I've seen it before, like if you are very descriptive of what you want your character to look like, or you want an artistic liberty, which is an artistic liberty is usually like, they'll say like, hey, what kind of animal do you want? What's the theme of the animal? Say like a rat, and it's a, I don't know, Halloween theme. Rat and Halloween theme, you know, obviously. And like, okay, we'll make a full suit for you in that artistic liberty theme. And obviously, you know, they'll get you a suit. All you need is a duct tape dummy, which a duct tape dummy is just you get either like a tape, like, okay, so how I did my duct tape dummy was I got like a little suit thing of like, you know, where painters put on, and I got that on and put duct tape all over myself where you have to stand like this for the entire time, can't move or whatever. Obviously when you're doing your legs first, you know, you can move your arms a little bit, but they prefer you to stand like a T-pose the entire time. Just so they can, like, you know, get the full shape of your body, you know, until, you know, and then you pack it up, send it off to the suit maker unless they're local, and you can't just like drive to them or whatever, which, you know, that'd be kind of weird to do, but yeah. But that'd be kind of cool too, because like you can go to a local con together after your suit's done, and then obviously, boom, your fursuit's right there, and it's ready for the con. But anyway though, yeah, you will usually need at least, depending on what you want, if it's just a head, just paws or whatever, you're gonna need to be willing to send out at least $500 for whatever part. If it's a head, at least $500. You know, obviously, you know, it just depends on what you want. Just hand paws, maybe a few $100s, maybe like $300. A tail, a head, you know. And my tip for a first-time fursuiter is definitely getting at least a head and a partial. You know, because I first started with what I have right here, which is the head, arm sleeves, feet, paws, and all that. So, I didn't listen to any advice, and I overheat so easily in this fursuit that I have a raspberry. So I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are willing to be tolerant of really high heat, because if you get something that's at least a arm sleeves and feet paws, you're gonna overheat in it. So, and another thing I would very much recommend is drink plenty of water. That is one thing I highly, highly, highly recommend. So yeah, you know, that's all the stuff I can honestly think of right now. I need to go to bed because I have work in the morning. So yeah, obviously I'm gonna cut this off right now because that's all I could really think of what I need to talk about of how to get the fursuit, which is like, you know, obviously save up, have at least have a reference sheet, be ready to send out like money, you know, duct tape dummy for a full suit, and be prepared to drink a lot of water. So yeah, that's all I gotta talk about. See you guys later. Bye.